So my question, it's not a question, it's just something I'd like to bring to the attention of the board, partly because I'm trying to practice how to describe this challenge. We heard, I know that we only have, for example, Oaks or whatever the state assessment ends up being, is only really reflected in third grade, and I know why we put it there. In a district where we have a large population of ELL students, and we have committed to the strategy of literacy instruction in their primary language, it constrains a little bit the models and approaches we use if we only have a measure at third grade and then not for a long time. And I'm not suggesting any change. I think there's some other things we might think about. So one that comes to mind, for example, if this is reading proficiency at third grade, if we continue at the state level when we think about assessments to include that students could take the reading assessment in their primary language, where we could make that available, that helps there. The other thing we could do where the state or the chief education officer could provide guidance to districts is where we need to set goals for that population of students that are in a model. So, for example, just to explain our model, right now our students whose first language is Spanish don't transition to English reading until third grade. Now, that's not the only model, but that's the current model we're using, and there is research around supporting that model. So if the reading assessment was only in English, that would be a problem forever and ever and ever for us. We would either have to change our model, or we would allow the kids to take the test in Spanish, or there might be some other indicator in those optional measures where we say for a group of students for whom this is the program. This is where I was kind of trying to get to that different interpretation of the one that Hannah was talking about, where this is where the state could help us by providing some guidance about how you describe some other optional goal for those students that is in a line that will still help us get, am I making sense, the kids on track, and not force us to let go of models that we think are innovative and have research behind and support looking at students' native language as an asset.